Morning to you all. I hope all is well. Dr. Eve here with another vlog. Um, y'all, I visited the farm yesterday. I did the farm visit and I finished my ham in the microwave and I just took out my freeze-dried fruit. So I wanted to share with you all today. I thought the most appropriate live for me today would be to share the things I learned from the farm yesterday and also my process for after I have freeze dried the fruit. So yesterday we put some frozen fruit into the freeze dryer, and that is my preferred method. Although I can and all the things, I also have a freeze dryer, so I freeze dry lots of fruits and the ham. All this is my freeze drying time. Whatever's in season, I will purchase because it's cheaper, and then I will freeze dry it for the season when it's not available. So that is the strategy that I use, and I'm super excited today to share my strawberry experience or my farming experience while I store my fruit. You guys, this pan is cold. Now I could have taken it cold, or I could take it and warm the trays, but I didn't. I didn't click the warm tray button because if I had, I would literally have to wait some more time, and I didn't want to do that. So when my strawberries or my whatever comes out of the freeze dryer, typically if I don't put something at the base of this pan, it's gonna stick to it. And forgot to put in I forgot to put in my I forgot to put in my pan cover. So some of these will come up easily and some may not. As you can see, these are coming up. They are freeze dried. All the moisture has been removed from them, and now I'm going to put them in bags in serving sizes because I don't want them to be I don't want to have too many servings taken out at one time. So I like to store my fruit in serving sizes because it's just not enough of us around here to be having big bags of this and huge jars of that, because it might not make it, and I am not into food waste. So the one thing I want to do is keep from wasting food. So what I typically do, for those of you who are here, is I usually will line my liner. I forgot to put the liner in there. Now you can put liner, is easier because it won't stick. It's easier to get off. But as the juices dry the fruit out, as the fruit freezes and dries out, the stickiness from it will kind of make it kind of gummy, right? So this is the strawberries. I did some bananas and strawberry mixture. So this is bananas. I did a tray of bananas and a tray of strawberries. That one looks like it's still got frost on it. So I'm going to let that dry out a little bit, and we will talk a little bit about what I learned on the farm yesterday, because I took away so many beautiful things. First of all, it was a beautiful farm, but it was primarily vegetables. I did not see animals on this particular farm. It was primarily vegetables, lots of green leafy vegetables going on in the garden. They had taken up a lot of, yeah, they're meant to be eaten. They're strawberries. They're freeze dried. So this is how you preserve fruit for years. So fruit that is freeze dried will last up to 15 years in these bags. These are called Mylar bags. You know, I don't know if you know or not, but MREs, like military ready meals, they last a very long time, and they are freeze dried meals. So it's kind of like that, I love this particular process because, again, if you're wanting to preserve food, for periods of time, in case you didn't have refrigeration, in case you didn't have utilities, in case you didn't have any of those things, then you want to find methods that will allow you to still preserve food for the future, right? And that's what it's all about. You want to prep. Again, remember, you're prepping for times when food is scarce. And if you're not prepping, and then what you doing? Because in case y'all didn't notice, there's a food problem. And so because there's a food problem, and there has been for a very long time, it's very important to think of methods, alternative methods. Because what if the energy goes out? You don't have, your freezer's not going to work. And it may work if you have a generator, but why not have an alternative method? Good morning, Glenn. Hey there. So like I put a little bit of strawberries in there, but what I also use is an oxygen absorber. So this little oxygen absorber is going to take the oxygen out of this bag and keep it from getting moist again. It's going to keep it dry because, the air and the moisture will create moisture and cause the strawberries not to be so good. So when I bite this, you hear the crunch? It's like eating cereal. I want it to be like that when I open the bag. So I put the oxygen absorber in there, and then I seal it up. I seal it. For now, I'm going to seal it. But then I'm going to use my sealer to seal it again. You don't have to, but I do. And then, of course, you want to label it because you want to know what's in the bag, right? So I'm going to label this one strawberries. But I have today strawberries and bananas. So Mylar bags are available. They aren't very expensive if you have a freeze dryer, that is. But you can also use this to store Mylar bags to store like your beans. Yeah, it has a nice crunch, really nice crunch. You can do vegetables the same way, like your zucchini, your squash, your green beans. You can make those snackables too. So, because I have purchased them in the store, I have literally purchased zucchini, squash, carrots, all them things in the Whole Foods. So this is strawberries, and today's date is 11/13. So I'm gonna date it, and I'm gonna put what's in the bag, and I'm gonna label it. So, and I'll store this. This doesn't need refrigeration. It doesn't need shelf. It doesn't need any of that. It can be stored in a tote. It can be stored anywhere. But you want to put it in a nice, cool place. You could put it anywhere. Like I said, you can put it in bags. You don't want to keep it when you are preparing your food, like for if you want to store a lot of food, you don't want to keep all your food in one place. Thanks for the info, but I gotta go. Oh, excellent. See you later. Have a good day. Um, so so yesterday when I was on the farm, um, they took up all the tomatoes. So they had a lot of tomatoes. Have a favorite mug? No, I actually right now these are my favorite mugs. Because I'm thinking about what I'm gonna put on it. Like I have a cup maker. Thanks for the info. Okay, super. Um, so this is my favorite mug. But what I brought away, they had taken up all the tomatoes because the frost. Here in our zone, the frost, hit the other night, and it tapped. They to keep from killing all the tomatoes. They had taken all the tomatoes up and the peppers that weren't in the hoop house. So I brought back a bunch of tomatoes, peppers, ginger. They gave me a ginger plant because I didn't know ginger couldn't survive the winter frost, but it can't. It can't survive a hard frost. So they gave me a nice ginger plant. But like I said, I didn't see animals, but I did see lots of vegetables, very similar to the vegetables I have in my garden. And so it let me know that I am doing the right thing. So I was super proud of that. And I took away all those tomatoes, which I'm going to can because I have some new jars on the way. So, but again, you can freeze dry those. Like you can, I'm not gonna freeze dry tomatoes. Tomatoes you usually make for sauce, right? But the peppers you can freeze those dry because you can make pepper sauce. They have poblano peppers. Like I freeze dry onions. I freeze dry celery. I have a lot of that already freeze dried and stored in jars, so that I can use it for soups and things like that. So it's a wonderful utility for preserving food. Like I said, it takes it. I put those in yesterday morning or yesterday afternoon, and they just got done today. So they did good. I forgot the absorber. Like I said, you have to have an absorber for every one so that it keep the air out of your bag. And then you want to label it. The other thing I learned on the farm was I had the chance to visit their high tunnels. They had some really nice high tunnels, and I'll probably share some of that, the pictures and some of the footage in my community here or my shorts. So I'm planning on sharing some of that information with you all here. But the gardens were really beautiful. I mean, not gardens, but their farm. It's a big farm. I mean, a big farm. Big farm. And but what I was surprised to see, the experiment that I'm conducting. I am conducting an experiment on my homestead with 3 tents. 3 tents. I have tent 1, tent 2, tent 3. They're observational tents. I'm watching how long the summer crops can go in these tents without me having to do something different. So we are at November 13th, and the tents are doing fine. They're growing lots of fruit. I showed y'all that on Monday. If you didn't see that, go and take a look at Monday's video. That's the day that I'm doing the observation reviews every week. So the last review was Monday, and things are growing, flowers are blooming, everything looks good, but it's getting colder. So some of the observations, some of the things are gonna change. I do believe that, but we'll see how much. The goal is to see how much and to really do some good research. But what I saw in their tents as well was they used, one had a covered tent, one was half open like my tent. So I was really happy to see that. And in one of the high tunnels, they actually had, or the uncovered tent, they had, not uncovered, but the half high tunnel where you can actually, you can cover it, but half of it's not covered, and it's in ground. So I have one that's in ground and half covered. I have one that's just got bags and is completely covered. And then, of course, my seed house, which I have two patio plants that I'm watching, right? That are also summer crops. So in their high tunnel, hey there, in their high tunnel, they had marigolds, they had um, greens, they had peppers, tomatoes, um, collards. So it was very similar to my little small, what I call my little small tower, my little tunnel. Um, I just ordered another one, so I'm gonna put a full covering over it, the ones that's in ground, because it's getting windy and cold, and everything in it is gonna get chapped if not. So I'm gonna put the same type of tent over the in-ground one and see how it does. The in-ground versus the bags. So I got a lot of work to do today. I'm working on our 50th anniversary of our social work organization, and we are preparing for our event on December 7th. So I'm going to be meeting with some folks today. I've been doing a lot of advertising for that and just kind of getting it going, a lot of prep. So I'll be meeting with a few people today. I'm excited to do my art class tonight. But yeah, I learned so much on the farm, and it was exciting to be there and get that footage. And I got all those tomatoes and peppers and hot peppers I brought home a ginger. And I'm excited. I've never canned tomatoes before. I've canned a lot of things, but I've not canned tomatoes. So it was exciting to be able to get tomatoes, because y'all know this summer I didn't get a lot of tomatoes, but I got tomatoes this fall. I still have tomatoes that I just brought in from the fall. So for some reason, my tomatoes, I should have put them out much earlier. They did not produce during the summer. They didn't start producing until right at fall, like really producing. And I think it was because of, I needed to give them something. They needed some fruiting. They needed some extra help, I think. And I had not given them the fertilizer that they needed. So I'm going to try this banana. So this is a banana. This is a banana, okay? Let's see how crunchy it is. My husband loves these. He really loves the bananas. So essentially what I'm doing is making some fruit snacks. But they are 100% fruit. That's the thing. No preservatives, 100% fruit. And I am able to do this with a freeze dryer. I am partnering with Harvest Right. So if you are interested in learning more about the freeze dryer, I will put my link in my description box. And you can see it after the video comes back again, produces again. All right, there's some good stuff. Did I put the oxygen absorber in there? Let me check. Because if you don't put it in there, if you don't put it in there, there's a possibility you'll get air in your bag. Okay, so you want to make sure that you are putting those absorbers in there. So that was one tray. I have 4 trays from yesterday. So like I said, I'm doing serving sizes because I don't want to open more than one bag at a time. So when you buy your Mylar bags, you have various sizes. It comes with the smaller bags, a medium bag, and a large bag. And I just use the small ones for my serving sizes. And it also comes with labels. So I will put the link to that in my box as well. Now let's get these to make these bananas. I'm gonna eat this other strawberry. We have 4 trays today of bananas, strawberries. One bag was mixed. This was just bananas. And you know, bananas aren't going to be in season because we can't grow them. Now here's what happens when we can't grow what we need in the US. That's when you will find the prices are higher because the grocery stores will have to get these products from out of the country. That's what the tariffs will do. They will cause the price of things like that have to come from other countries to go up. So what you must do is buy stuff that's in season. For example, bananas also can come from Florida and California. But when there's a demand for a product in other areas of the country, the supply and demand will cause the prices of them to go up because there's not enough of them, right? Especially for the states, the cold zones, the cold hardy zones. So in the cold hardy zones, we can't grow bananas. Like I have a banana. It did not fruit. It's got 4 pups. Next year, I'm hoping that it will actually fruit. So I'm very excited about that. But I had to cut it back. I had to cut it back because it was gonna freeze. The leaves were already flopping around and okay, so see, this is what I was talking about when I said that your fruit, if you don't put a liner in your pan, it will make these hard to come up. So I'm just gonna knock them around a little bit so I don't have to scrape my pan. Loosen them up. Loosen them up. This is bananas, for those of you who are wondering. These are dried bananas. Real bananas, like real fruit, okay? You can do this with regular bananas, but it takes longer if you put it in the freeze dryer, not frozen. If you take a banana and cut it up and try to freeze dry it without it being frozen, it's gonna take about 12 hours longer to dry. So you want to go ahead and have extra trays. So the freeze dryer actually comes with 4 trays. Yeah, it comes with 4 trays, and you have to buy, if you buy the pump, depends on what kind of pump you buy, it might cost you a little more. But I've been using it since last year, and I'm telling you, I've gotten my money's worth out of it. It is pretty pricey, but I didn't care when it came to getting this food preserved for my family. It's a business deal because now I can freeze dry as a business. You see, there's always a flip side. It became a business write-off. I freeze dry for my neighbors. Oops. I freeze dry for myself. I freeze dry for those who need freeze dried food. And for a fee. So it can be used. I don't buy nothing unless it can be used for business. I know my cat's going to get that banana down there. I don't know where it went, but I usually don't like human food, but you don't never know. Anyway, I love dried bananas. Do any of you freeze dry or can or preserve food? What's your go-to for preserving food? Again, I'm doing serving sizes for my family. Me and my hubby. And my grown people when they're around. So again, one tray makes three bags. 3 little small bags. The serving size is actually much smaller than what I'm putting in this bag, but that's good. It has its own sugar. You don't need to put no sugar in it. That's the beauty of eating whole food. No added sugars. No preservatives. Just real good whole food. Preserved. This will last up to 15 years. And this is bananas. So you want to label it again and date. So you know how old it is. Now, if you want to bring these back to their constitution, then if it's a cold product, if it's something that you it's cold, it's a cold fruit, it was not warm originally, then what you can do, what you're making, hey Andrea, I'm freeze drying bananas. What you can do is put these in a little bit of, just a tad bit of water and put them in the refrigerator, and they will reconstitute. If it's warm, yep, you about to get it if you climb up here. You better get down. That's my cat. They like to jump and thump. But we don't do counters. You won't get wet. You won't get wet like because baby, we don't do counters. You understand? I'm not playing with you, Poe. He be ducking. He knows how to duck real good when he see me get that spray bottle. Because I don't play about my counters. I don't know about nobody else, but them cat walking over here. And yes, I'm talking to you. Mama is. Mama said, don't get on the counter. Did you hear what I said? And I ain't playing either. So have you ever freeze dried, Andrea? Welcome back. I haven't seen you in a few days. These are Mylar bags. You can also store your beans in this. Seal them up. Keep the bugs from getting in there. You can use the large bags. I wouldn't use large bags though, because again, I do serving sizes of stuff because I don't want the bags open. I'd rather have the smaller bags. Yep. That's about one. So I want about 2 bananas in here, because one for me and one for my husband. You never have? Well, in your preparation, I am freeze drying. So I've been freeze drying for a while, and I freeze dry to store things up for longevity. And for seasons when these vegetables aren't available. So this is what they look like. Look, banana. It's just like what the military does. Military ready. Oh, that's too much. Ready-made meals. And I keep my absorbers in a... Oh, they already starting to warm up. I keep them in a... Let me put the top on them. Because when I keep them in a sealed jar, because they need to be sealed as well, to keep them from activating, right? I have to break it down a little bit. All right, it's completely sealed. How's it going in the great state of Florida? How's it going there? Is it cool there? I know we had several differing weather patterns across the country. Is it warm, or did y'all get a little cool down there? Yeah, that's what they said. Cold the last few days. Oh, wow. 40s for Florida? My goodness. It is cold. At night or during the day? Because 40s during the day in Florida is crazy. Coco, you're in Vegas. We are 70, but got rain coming soon. Okay. Good morning, good people. Good morning, Coco. I know, it's rare. It's a lot of things happening that are very rare. But I expect these things. When I was a little girl, God showed me some things. Some of the things that I'm seeing today. And in dreams that I did not understand then. And he started bringing those dreams back to me lately. And I am seeing exactly what he showed me. He also showed me that I was going to be okay. I was protected in him. And that it was going to be a sky war. It's going to be a sky war. Flames. Open. Much of what we've been seeing, because a lot of the forced northern lights were caused by atmospheric, the pressures that are hitting Earth. Some of I can't explain it because it's meteorology, but it's exactly what I've seen in my dreams. The roaring, what's happening is happening from the skies. And I saw roaring flames from the skies, but below it was beautiful. I was on the iceberg, just floating along, but they were melted down, melting. There was a melting of ice. It was a melting of the ice, and there was a breaking off of the icebergs. They were breaking off. They were melting down. So like it was the climate. The climate was changing so vastly, fierce, that it was causing a meltdown of the glaciers. And I was out there on this glacier, just little girl. I was a little girl, y'all, when this happened. And it came back to me. It's been flooding back more recently. But I was about maybe 9. I want to say I was about 9. And I remember what I had on. I had on summer clothing, this cute little summer outfit, just like what my mama used to dress me in. But I was kneeled down on this ice glacier, this broken off piece of glacier. And just floating along this beautiful, glistening ocean, like, and all I was doing just was peering up at the skies, but it was so blue down there where I was. It was so blue and bright, but the flames of the sky were roaring and roaring and roaring. And I didn't even understand it as a child. I don't quite understand it right now. You said, what's this about? Oh, yes, absolutely. They were talking. They were talking another Northern Lights today. I know. You said, what do I mean? Let's see. Let me see what you're talking about, because I maybe I missed something, Coco. I want to see. She said it's 61 now. Oh, it's 61 there now? Yeah, that's kind of cold. It's in the 60s here too. But that's cold for Florida. Yeah, he showed me that. He did. I was a young girl when the dreams began. And so I often was very scared to share it because, people make fun of you and you don't, and I didn't really know what any of it meant. And people are so quick to make fun of you. But God does show us things, and we have to be bold. We have to be bold enough to share it. There's something happening with the children right now, too. He showed me that as well. The children are being controlled. He began showing me the things with the children about a year ago. He had me, and I'm going to tell you a story because this is crazy. I woke up one day, like, with nothing, no plans of any kind. No plans. I was not planning to leave my house because guess what? I love being on my homestead. But this particular day, God woke me up and unctioned me to get dressed. So I got dressed, and I got dressed in a really cute outfit. I mean, just adorable. But I wasn't going anywhere, at least so I thought. At least so I thought. I got all dressed up, dialed up. I mean, dialed up. You hear me? Summary dialed up. And no sooner than I got myself dressed, he led me to get in my car and go downtown. Yeah, I was, like I said, I wasn't planning on going anywhere. And so this is why this was so strange for me. So I ended up at this festival. There was this festival going on called the Pirates Fest. Now, mind you, I've been to the Pirate Fest before. I am an ECU alumni, so I have been there before. But this time was different. So I went down there and I parked my car. Y'all didn't have a reason to go. Usually I only go to stuff like that when, I go with friends, or I never go anywhere like that alone. Or we taking our family or something like that. But this particular time, I was just led to go. No sooner Then I got there. I began to see things that I never saw before, or not in the way that I saw them. And it opened my eyes. So as I was walking onto the grassy area where all the things were set up, I began to see lots of groups of children. Children were being read books, children were playing on bouncies, children were tumbling, they were being taught tricks. There was a lot of things going on, but here's the thing. Everything was witchy. Everything was piratey. So what my eyes began to see was how our children were sitting before these individuals who were entertaining them, but they were entertaining them with things that were of witchcraft. I began to look at the vendors, and I seen things that were being sold on the vendor tables and everything God wanted me to see, but it was the children who were the audience. And that's what he really wanted me to see, that these children were, every year they come here it's like a sacrifice. Like they need to get reinitiated or something. But it was crazy because that's what God showed me. Then from there, as I walked around and saw all these things, I listened to some of the stories that they were being read, which were all about haunted this and haunted that, and just gypsy this and gypsy that. Cray. Y'all, we have to be very careful about what we allow in our eye gates these days, because some of these things come to feed us, like to feed our spirit, right? Things that are harmful. And this is what I saw, but I saw it happening to children. That's what I saw. I went from there and sat down on the bench. I went and sat on a bench near the sidewalk after I walked through this place that was familiar to me, but I never saw it like this before. And I sat down and processed. I processed in my mind why God brought me here today. He only wanted me to see this. He just really, that was my only reason for being there. He just wanted me to see this. And then I got right back to my car and came on home. It was the craziest. I had never done anything like that before. Like, get up with no agenda, be sparked or unks to get dressed, end up at this festival where I usually don't go anywhere without someone else, like somebody, or either taking my children when they were young, but they're not young anymore. So anyway, that all happened. But more recently, I had a dream, and in that dream, I know this just went left, right? But I'm gonna go ahead and tell it because God told me to tell it. In that dream, I saw these children. It was the weirdest thing, and in this town, it was very eerie. There was these people, 2 adults, and it was eerie. I saw all these children like they were being robots. They did not know. And help me, Holy Ghost. And as the dream progressed, I saw more and more children being affected by this robotics of some kind. And later on, he woke me up in the dream. Like, I woke up inside of the dream. And if the thing that flashed before me, he wanted me to understand, was Children of the Corn. I was like, Children of the Corn, that's a movie that was back in my day. And I didn't like that movie because it was spooky. I don't like horror movies, and so I wouldn't watch it. I had a very uneasy feeling about it, so I wouldn't go and watch it. I told my husband about it, and I wouldn't go and watch it because I didn't want to feel whatever the spirit was that was coming through that television. I didn't want it to be bothered touching me. So, um, needless to say, I looked it up, and y'all, the Children of the Corn was a movie where the children controlled the town. The children were controlled by this deity in the corn fields, and there were no adults around. It was they had given all the adults over to the deity, and it was very scary to me. Well, I shouldn't have any type of fear, but it was very overwhelming to wake up in that dream, then to look it up to see what that movie was all about, and realize what God wanted me to know was happening to the children today. So anyway, that's the first time I've shared it live. But there's some things happening to our children. Don't take it lightly that our children are disappearing and then they're found or brought back to you. Some aren't, but our children are disappearing and things are happening to them. And then they're going to be returned. They're going to return, but they're not going to return the same. They have been influenced by something, some deity of sorts. Let's make sure we got the absorber in there. And I'm going to try and get a couple more of these in here because I really don't want to eat all those, but I'm going to eat those because I can't get them on this bag. I could only get 3 bags. So we're almost finished with this other tray. I really do appreciate y'all. I'm so grateful that y'all come here every day. I don't have a lot of viewers, and that's okay. As long as I keep coming back, I believe that God will give me my portion of those that He wants me to share with. As long as I'm authentic every day. So live is my thing. I love to come live. So yes, have I edited before? Absolutely. Do I want to? No. Bananas. Bananas being preserved in Mylar bags. From the freeze dryer. Okay. Now we have strawberries and banana mixture. And we have 2 of those. It looks like it's warming up outside. Seemed like the bananas were the one that was really sticking. To the pan. Anyway. Oh, they really stuck. Oh, I should have put that liner in there because I do not want to scrape my pans. That's the sugars. The sugars are making them, the natural sugars from the fruit will cause them to stick. That's why it's best to have them on a liner. Mm-hmm. We are almost finished bagging these up. If you want to learn more about freeze drying, I just sent that one all the way across the room. Check out the link in my bio or my description. Check out my partner, Harvest Right. They have some really good deals on freeze dryers. Okay, this time I need to move a little faster. I'm sitting here just talking, but I usually have my bags all prepped so I can get through this really quickly. Let me see. I'm expecting someone, so I'm gonna check my messages. So we said we get 3 per tray. I get usually 3 bags. You're back? You such a busy lady, Andrea. You're such a busy lady. How's your garden? How's your food doing? How's everything doing down there? Did you have to protect anything? Did you have to bring anything inside? Did you have to bring any of your goodies, your things inside? These are strawberries, everyone. Strawberries and bananas mixed. Y'all know because strawberry season is not to the spring, right? So what I'm doing is I had some frozen strawberries and I freeze dried them. I freeze dried them. And now I'm putting them away. All right, let's see. We're gonna get 3. We're gonna get 3, I think. I'll put those other 2 bananas that's on that tray over here. So we have a full tray. I mean a full bag. Let's add a couple more bananas. Now, that's another tray. And we're gonna put absorbers in these. How do I freeze dry? Oh, they're nice and warm too. I have a freeze dryer. I have a Harvest Right freeze dryer. And it was worth every penny that I paid for it. It's one of my partners. And I'm going to put the link inside my description for you. If you want to check it out. I'm an affiliate of Harvest Right, and I just really love their product because I'm able to do what I need to do for my family. You know, I have a small dehydrator, but it's nothing like this freeze dryer. I got that ham over there. I'm about to. Is this see this time of the year? I cook like my hams inside of my microwave, not microwave, inside of my crock pot. Let them slow cook, and then I will take them apart, and then I'll put them in the freeze dryer and freeze the whole roast. I do the same thing with turkeys. As a matter of fact, I'm about to go get several turkeys today, and cook them one each day. Just cook them down and preserve them, so they have meat over the summer months or whatever when turkey's not in season. Because I don't eat a lot of different meats, but my family. This is mixed fruit. So the ham that I did yesterday is going in next. You had to shuck a lot of corn yesterday. Your mom gave you a whole case. Oh yeah, that's good. Have you tried like cutting some of it off the cob? You know, to put in different dishes, because you know you can take little pieces of corn and you can fry them too. I learned that. I be watching these channels. They be doing some really amazing things with food. So, you know, I'm bored with food, so I try to find different ways to explore food menu, cooking, food preparation. Also, like, a freeze dry is also good when you make a big meal. Like, say you make Thanksgiving, and you know it always be so many leftovers, and you can freeze dry them. You can freeze dry your yams. You can freeze dry your mac and cheese. I did, and oh my God, there is nothing like. Imagine taking this banana. Imagine crunching on this banana, but it's mac and cheese. It's like, oh, my husband was like, oh, that is so good. So I freeze dry it. You making ham and potatoes in crock pot Friday? Okay. And when you got a lot left over, you pour it on your trays, slide it right in that freeze dry, baby. It freeze dry is everything. I love mine. I love my Harvest Right, because I get so much out of it. Because my family doesn't like leftovers. But you're going to eat them leftovers at some point. They just don't want it that day. And then, you know, you get tired of eating Thanksgiving after a day or so. Because that's because most people glutton. They eat so much of it and shouldn't. Okay, I got one more tray to get through. Then I gotta go outside and do a little. I gotta pull my roselle, because I'm sure it's getting ready to start looking real bad. Because I want to plant some more fruit trees for the spring. Yep, some more trees, baby, some trees. I want some pecans, some walnuts. I want some everybody. Real estate. That's that real real estate. Them trees. Oh, my Christmas cactus is about to bud. I see a few buds up here. Y'all need some water too. I need to give. They've been around a while. They doing good. So this is my last tray. Oh, baby, and this stuck. This one's really stuck. All them juices down there. All that sugar. Oh, man, it's breaking up. Next time, I got to remind myself to put those liners in. So good. Bananas. Everything stuck together. I'm just breaking it up. Uh-oh. The banana is really good. You ought to try the bananas, but they're good dehydrated too. So if you can dehydrate them, I have some hibiscus in the dehydrator right now, and I'm making some wine out of some of it. Different things, some jelly, some different things. It tastes so good. Y'all, this one gave me a hard time. Is that because it was supposed to have a liner in it? Hope I'm not messing up my pen. I don't want to flip this because it might flip right out the pen. Yep, there we go. I just need to break this up because it is tight. That's all that sugar. Fruit sugar. All them natural sugars. Stuck to the pan. Today's tea offering is black tea with ginger and chamomile. I have been struggling with Arthur. Old Arthur. But I refuse to deal with it. So I've been drinking some black tea, chamomile, and ginger to deal with the the flare up in my feet, my bones. Almost finished. This is my last tray. Are you somebody who always got something going on? Because I always got something going on. You need some turmeric. You take turmeric for Arthur? Yeah, I got some. I have some. I'm going to put some of that in there too then. I use turmeric. Yep. Yep, I use turmeric too. It was a loud sound. So I did tell you that these was bananas and strawberries, right? Put a little strawberry. You in the right place You keep your muscles warm though. The southern state, the further you go, the better it is for your bones. Yep, that warm weather is really good for you. All right, number 2, and I have one more tray. Next time I won't go through this, I'll put the liners in. Because I really blew it this time. That was too hard to get off of here. It doesn't stick to the liners. You have to put the liners in. All right, save the crumbs for me. Okay, I'm finished with that. Oxygen absorbers. You want to seal your jar back. Make sure your heat from that will seal it. Because I already see them they're starting to feel condensation inside the jar. These are oxygen absorbers. So I have 12 bags now, 12 bags of fruit preserved. 12 serving size. These are great for camping. Long term. Short term. You use them how you want to use them. But these are banana and strawberries freeze dried. Bananas and strawberries. I feel like I need to go back to bed. I feel sleepy. I sure do. Maybe I'll get another cup of tea and go in here. Get ready because I'm going to have company. Oh, that's right. I need to go to the grocery store to get the turkey. All right. We will seal these later. I just needed to get them stored. And labeled. And that's it. See y'all? We have 12. We got 12 bags now. 12 serving sizes of bananas and fruits. Just like that. Bananas and fruit. So now I'm complete. I have finished all of my bananas and strawberries. Here you go. These are my mixed bananas and strawberries. Everything is set for a very long shelf life. So if you have not checked out the Harvest Right, check it out in my description of this video and see if it's something that you are interested in investing in. All right, y'all, listen. I got a lot to do today. I got to get outside for a little bit, do my observation. I haven't been out. It is 10:18. I got to get out there and feed the chickens. But I will talk to you all soon, okay? Just checking in from La Genevieve Homestead, Urban Homestead. Peace and blessings, everyone. Until next time.